So you think primarily it's like a woman's issue that should be like she should like basically women it's because it happens to them they should kind of be the ones that
that's the thing. It's like I don't carry in my body, so I can't expect someone to. I mean, I just was reading through or listening to the History of Civilization. This guy Will Durant, he wrote this book. Started it in the 30s, series of all these books.
Yeah.
And there, I mean, in early times, I mean, it was like killing kids. I mean, if you were this primitive human who was traveling from place to place or had to like forage every day,
right.
like a kid could destroy you.
Yeah.
And I think we have this idea that like, no, you're just this, somehow you're important until you have the child, and then you're just this incidental thing that, no, you're the caregiver. I don't buy that. I think, I mean, because you could argue that sperm and an ovary by themselves are, that's life. They just need to be gotten together. So it's really, it's an interesting debate. I think it's overly politicized, but I'm all for infanticide.
Do you think the baby has his own body separate from the mom, or do you think that it is her body?
I think as soon as the baby can live outside the womb, then it's viable, and for that, it's something that could be. But it's another one of the things. It's a complicated equation. If it's going to destroy somebody's life, then I mean, it's no different than a cop having to make a split-second decision. Do I do this or don't? I mean, do I end that person's life? Maybe I shouldn't. But then maybe the guy pulls a gun and kills him.
Okay.
So
that's an interesting analogy. That's an interesting analogy, actually. Like, so.
It's your whole life. I mean, it's like it's not just because it's not just the kid, right? It's not just like there's other people here on Earth, and it's like, where is that going? And I think people should be more responsible. I don't think they shouldn't be like birth control. But I think it's
why don't you think abortion should be used as birth control?
I just don't think people should enter into anything lightly, because I mean, the thing is even if people are granted the decision to make the call, it's something you're probably not going to feel too good about ever. And it's I can have my own views on it. The question isn't whether I think it's right or wrong, it's whether I'm willing to ram my views down someone else's throat. And I'm a fallible human, and I think most of us are, and you can, it's this poor, it's like, okay, we'll pull it outside the woman, and if it lives, then you have a valid argument. If it doesn't, then it's dependent on her, and it's her call, right?
Right.
Until it can be its own thing. So
so viability is kind of the main line that you would draw, like, because it seemed to be what you were saying was that, like, before viability, it's a part of her body. After viability, she could still make the call, but it would kind of be like a police officer choosing to kill a person. So, like, almost at the point of viability, it becomes a person, but it's still up to her to choose.
There's still the issues of like rape, or there's that kind of thing. Where like, because to bring another unloved kid into the world is not. There's nothing heroic about that, right?
Well, I would disagree.
I would if it's going to be a kid who's always thinks his parents never liked him, and that is that's not a good place for someone to start. So it is this assumption that everything's going to be like, oh, if they just get here, there'll be love. Not really. There's not always love. There could be. But then I've never heard anything about like all the adoption that would go along with this, like where all these kids going to. I mean, just forcing anyone to do anything they really don't want to do, I think, is not going to work out well. It's just not
I mean, all laws do that. Like, laws against murder do that. Laws against rape do that. Laws against stealing do that. Like, if you have laws against murder, there will still be people that want to murder.
But there are laws that are designed to prevent me from affecting you in your life and taking things away.
Absolutely,
but if it's me and everything contained within me, then you can have your own opinion on like that. I mean, maybe the law should be that I should have had a kid. I mean, why not? Look at me. What's not to love? Why shouldn't I have like 20 kids out there? The decision to me is, and it's back to I think there is a God, and where people are here making mistakes, and that's the point of this. If we were all supposed to be successful, the sky, there'd be text up there saying, "I am God." do this, don't do that.
Yeah.
See this? Here's the burning bush.
Yeah.
Since
I mean,
that-
in a way, he kind of did do that. He did tell us what to do and what not to do,
it's
right?
like in a book that's totally controversial and has conflicting statements and all of that. Ultimately, it's it's all of our decisions, right? We all could be murderers. We all could be nice people. And then this is the issue, really, the core issue. As soon as you force someone to do something they don't want, you're creating this thing that could explode later. It's not and you could say with laws, I think where you're preventing somebody from.
Yeah, like no drunk driving, for instance.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You're preventing them from doing something they want to do.
Yeah, but it will affect somebody else.
Well, so will abortion, right?
Yeah, well, but not outside of that. So, that is the.
Yeah, and that's where I think there's a problem with your opinion. Is that your opinion is that viability somehow has a determining factor on the value of humans. Where I would say that all human beings have value, whether they're viable outside the womb or not. Because the baby living inside his mother's womb is in the environment that he's supposed to be in, right? So it would be like blaming you for not being able to survive on the moon.
No, but you're requiring her to keep it there. Then it's not. So this gets to be where my opinion, just like your opinion, your opinion, and none of us have fact. You're now saying this person outside of yourself should ascribe to your code.